Welcome back, everybody. I'm here with Fred again, and we want to take a look today at the internal organs of Fred. Um, Last time we looked at the skeletal and muscular system. Today we want to take a look at the internal systems, the respiratory system, the digestive system, and the cardiovascular system. So to do that, we need to remove Fred's rib cage again because we want to get into all of those organs that have been protected up until now. So I'm going to start, let's start at the bottom. If we see here this big pink mass, if I remove them, what I have here are the small intestines. Now the small intestines are connected to the large intestines, and the intestines are the part of the body that help you digest your food before it is removed as waste. And so the intestines, they recover a lot of moisture from your food after it's been digested by the stomach. And well, we have the large and the small intestines, quite squishy. And so this is where your food goes on its final trip through the digestive system before it winds up down the sewer. So let's put those intestines to the side and let's keep looking at our internal organs. So once I've removed the intestines, I can see this large mass here is our liver. Now, our liver plays an important role in cleaning out the blood, removing toxins from our body. And so without the liver, our systems would shut down and stop functioning. So we do need to keep our liver clean and healthy by not eating or drinking too many things that may damage our liver. Next to the liver, back to the digestive system, is our stomach. Now, this is where our food is digested before it enters the large and small intestine. So, your stomach is designed to hold stomach acid that breaks down the foods that you ingest. And after food leaves the stomach, it enters the intestines. Underneath, we see the kidneys and the bladder. The kidneys are here. We have two kidneys. You really only need one, but two is better. If your kidneys, they're cleaning out your system and play an important part in, well, going to the bathroom, urinating. They're connected to the bladder, so it cleans out toxins from your urinary tract. Again, if your kidneys cease to stop working, you can't survive. It's very common for people to go through a kidney transplant, which means they can have a donor. So Fred could donate one of his kidneys to someone else, and so they would have a good, healthy kidney to help their system continue. So you could survive with only one kidney. A lot of people do it, but you got to have at least one. Underneath the kidney, we see what we call a diaphragm. Now, the diaphragm, we don't get to talk about it a lot, but that's what helps you breathe. Your diaphragm separates the lower and upper part of your chest area, and it expands and contracts to help you breathe. Come on, diaphragm. It's kind of like a speaker. You see a speaker vibrate or a trampoline. It just stretches up and down. The diaphragm contracts to help you breathe, and it also keeps those organs separated. So we do need that diaphragm. And then we get into the upper chest area. We can see right here the heart. Now the heart is part of the cardiovascular system. It pumps the blood through the veins. It has several arteries that are in charge of bringing blood to and from the heart. And so if those arteries become clogged, that's what leads to heart attacks, things like that. So we want to keep our heart clean and healthy by not eating too many greasy foods, unhealthy foods. And underneath that, we can see the esophagus. Now, the esophagus is connected to the stomach, to the mouth. So when you swallow, your food enters the mouth, is chewed up, travels down the esophagus into the stomach, and when it leaves the stomach, it enters the intestines before it is expelled from the body. So the esophagus, the trachea, it actually serves two parts. The esophagus and the trachea together, the esophagus brings food to the stomach, but there's also the trachea here, and it is connected to the lungs. And we'll look at that next. The lungs, they help us breathe. They collect oxygen from the air that we breathe in. And so not only does your food travel down, but also the air that you breathe. And inside the lungs, if you look closely, you can see it's basically thousands of tiny little air sacs. And those air sacs fill up with oxygen and other gases that we breathe in through the air. It takes the oxygen from the air and it pumps it through to the blood so that we can get oxygen throughout our body. So the heart and lungs work together to get oxygen through our entire body. So the lungs gather the oxygen from the air around us, and the heart sends the blood that's full of oxygen throughout the body. So the heart and lungs, they kind of tag team to make sure that we can stay alive and get the oxygen that we need to move. We looked at the legs last time, the leg muscles, and I'm going to look at them again because it connects with the heart. So you can see some of the veins are red color, some of them are blue in color. That's because some of your veins are carrying oxygen-rich blood, and they're carrying oxygen-rich blood to your muscles. Your muscles need that oxygen to help us move. Now, once the oxygen is used up from that blood in the muscles, it returns to the heart through these darker blue veins. So when you see red blood, it's because it's full of oxygen, and the darker blood is lacking that oxygen. So it's kind of like a back and forth system. The oxygen-rich blood is carried to the muscles. The blood without oxygen is carried back to the heart and lungs to pick up more oxygen so that it can be sent back to the muscles that need it. And so that has been a close look. I didn't mention everything. I just wanted you to see kind of how your body's arranged. Again, your rib cage is there to protect those organs because each of those organs plays a vital role in keeping you alive. And if any one of those things were to be damaged or to stop working, you would have some serious problems that would need medical attention. Now, I want to thank Fred again for his help, and I want to thank you for listening. If I missed anything, we'll catch it up next time. Thanks.